In 1984, the slogan, "Where's the beef?" took the world by storm, quickly propelling itself to the #1 slogan ever created, according to this made-up introduction that I'm writing. Or should I say, hello everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and today, we're finally heading back to Johto and technically visiting Kanto, but I want to see if we can beat the game Pokemon SoulSilver using only a team of Tauros and Miltank. Now, I've done a solo run in Pokemon Fire Red with both of these Pokemon, so if you want to check those out, they're there. So I want to see how they would do together. Now, you're going to see me on camera for the first couple of gyms because this is a run that I started on stream and then ended up finishing offline, which is good. I did, and I'll point that out later. Now, let's take a quick rule that we have in place. We cannot use items in battle, and in battle, we can only use Miltank and Tauros, though outside of battle, we're able to use other Pokemon for TM use. We also do allow item imports, though I do not use them unless I have access to them already. It's typically things like TMs or things that require me to win the bug catching contest, etc. We start the run with Tauros because Miltank is a chance encounter just outside Ekritique, so we'll have to do a few gyms without a second team member, but I'm sure that we'll probably be fine. We have some beginning game stuff to complete, and then it's time to face our rival for the first time. He sends out Cyndaquil, and we've only gained a level in this time, but Tackle still takes it to half, and his opposing Tackle doesn't do too much, and then we can take it out. Hey everybody, Future Bricker Boom here. Just realized that I did not cover really either Miltank or Tauros in regards to their stats and moveset. So, gonna go ahead and cover that now to take a quick look here at Tauros. Good speed, good attack, not really great special attack, but still a lot better than Miltank. It can learn a pretty wide variety of moves, and also so can Miltank. With Miltank, good speed, thick defense, pretty good HP as well, but again, horrid special attack, and now back to the challenge. As we make it back to Newbark, we of course have to name the rival Ted's. Let me know in the comments if you understand that joke because I'm curious. I don't know if the restaurant is a regional thing or not. And then after that, we can make a quick trip through the beginning game and we make our way to Falkner for the first time. Falkner sends out Pidgey and we're able to take it out with a single horn attack. Pidgeotto is out next, so we take it to right around half as Gus does a little bit, and then we get a high roll on the damage, taking it out for an easy first try victory. Next up, we can head through a cave, rescue some Slowpokes, and then head to Bugsy. If you've watched these videos before, you'll know that I don't cover too many of the rocket battles. For the most part, they aren't really difficult, and honestly just add a lot of fluff. If there are particular battles you want me to cover that you don't see in this video, by all means let me know. The easiest way to make these videos better is to leave comments and give me constructive criticism. Oh, and like this video if you enjoy this kind of content. It lets me know that I'm doing things right. Anyway, let's go ahead and cover that Bugsy fight. Bugsy first sends out Scyther, and Horn Attack takes it to almost half as it uses Focus Energy. Another Horn Attack takes it to red, and the berry heals it up as U-Turn does a little bit. Metapod comes out, and we use Horn Attack, taking it to yellow as it misses Tackle and goes down. Scyther comes back out, and then we can take it out. Kakuna is last, but honestly it can't do much, and despite Bugsy healing it up, we can take it out not too long after, and that's 2 badges already down. So with that, 2 gyms down, and we're getting closer to grabbing our new and final teammate. While we travel, I did want to bring up, I'm probably going to redo the first 10-ish challenges that I did on this channel. The videos will still stay on the channel, but we've learned a lot about Pokemon and video editing in that time, so I want to see, one, if I can beat them at lower levels and possibly a little bit faster. Reason I bring this up is because I want to know if there's any particular challenges that you want to see in the future. While streaming this past Saturday, I got a few ideas of potential challenges. That should be the last shameless plug that I put in this video, and for now, it's time to fight Whitney. Whitney starts with Clefairy, and Horn Attack takes it to red, and Clefairy uses Mimic before healing up. Thankfully, despite Infatuation, we attack and take it to red before getting immobilized. Then it uses Metronome, and hits us really hard, and we get Infatuated again, and again, before finally taking it out. Miltank is next, and it's not looking great for us. We use Horn Attack, doing decent enough damage as Stomp takes us down into attacks. I don't think this will be impossible just because of the amount of damage Focus Blast ended up doing to us, so let's try that again. On the next attempt, Horn Attack actually gets a crit and takes the Clefairy down in one shot. That's honestly best case scenario. Miltank is next, and we're both dealing decent damage to each other, and this time we swapped a Headbutt, getting a flinch off the attack, preventing Whitney from actually doing anything, and it's enough out of its healing range to allow us to take it down without any further issues. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think it would be that easy, but we did get some pretty favorable damage rolls. We have a little bit left to do, but here soon we'll be grabbing our next teammate. First though, we have to pay the rival a visit as he stumbles around a burnt tower. Ghastly is first, and we open with Pursuit, one-shotting it. Magnemite is next, and Pursuit isn't doing much. We get hit with Supersonic and smack ourselves as it uses Thunder Wave. We get hit with Sonic Boom, stay paralyzed, and get hit with another Sonic Boom before taking it to yellow, then going down. Next attempt starts off the same, but this time, we make sure just to use the higher damaging move, taking the Magnemite to half and then taking it out. Quilava is out, and we do another Horn Attack as Smokescreen connects before we take it out. Zubat is last, and we miss as Wing Attack does a little before we connect to take it out. After that, we go ahead, grab our Miltank, level it appropriately, and let it tear through the trainers in Morty's gym, and then we can go ahead and challenge the big ghost man himself. Morty starts with Haunter, and we use Miltank Defense Curling as it uses Curse. There goes the rollout idea. We swap over to Tauros to avoid the damage stacking as Ghastly locks us in with Mean Look, and then we use Pursuit to take it down. Haunter is next, and we Pursuit crit to knock it out in one shot. Gengar is out, and we use Pursuit again, not quite doing half as it uses Mean Look. Sucker Punch does a little damage, and Pursuit gets another crit, knocking it out. Last up is Haunter, and we give Miltank a second chance, switching back, and we begin using Rollout, taking it out without too many troubles. After that, we have some travel, a sick Ampharos to take care of, and we stop a waterfall from dropping on some dude's head, which, as a training method, doesn't seem to be the best idea, but I'm not a fighting Pokemon trainer. Maybe I'm wrong. Now that we're at Chuck, this takes a lot of attempts. Hypnosis and Focus Punch are usually able to put it into multiple attempts. It would be possible for us to go fight Price, but I think we can win this if we get the luck to line up properly, and 27 attempts in, Chuck first sends out Primeape, and we open with Tauros to lower its attack and hit it with Horn Attack. It sets up Double Team, and we miss as Rock Slide connects. Thankfully, the next turn, as it begins setup, we connect. Chuck does end up healing, and we take it back to yellow, and then get annihilated by Focus Punch critical hit as we swap to Miltank. Rock Slide connects for a little, and then we take it down. Poliwrath is out, and we use Body Slam, getting the para immediately as Hypnosis misses. From there, between the full paras and it trying to Focus Punch far too many times with no setup whatsoever, we can actually take it down with enough HP to spare. After that, we can go ahead and head back to Olivine, and the big three TMs that you're more often than not going to see me use in any run is going to be things like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower. Those can be obtained in Goldenrod, and given the fact that Tauros has a crazy moveset, we want to take advantage of that. Truthfully, it doesn't have the best special, but even with our poor special attack, we should be able to make some use of these TMs. Now, I'll be honest, I don't even see the fight through till the very end, given the damage that we're doing. It's insane that these little Magnemites are proving to be such a problem, but the good news is this game has a unique setup where we can actually go and try to face the 7th gym leader, so we go ahead, head out that way, give a Gyarados head pats, watch Lance straight up Mercaman, and then make our way through the Rocket hideout. Like I said toward the beginning of the video, I don't cover too many Rocket battles, and this part is no different, but I did want to know, what did you guys think of these particular Rocket battles? It feels like there wasn't too much thought put into these, especially in front of the statues, where you literally fight the same team over and over. And it just seems like a lot of filler to fluff the game out a bit, but I don't think it needed it. But again, let me know what you guys think, and tell me your favorite Pokemon for bonus points. Alright, let's try to fight Price. Dugong is first, and we open with Miltank and Body Slam it to yellow as Icy Wind connects, then we can take it down. Piloswine is next, and we use Body Slam for not solid damage as Mud Bomb does a good bit. We can take it to right around half as the berry activates, then take it back to yellow and paralyze it. It spends a turn paralyzed and lets us get a quick heal up. Thick Fat makes it so Blizzard doesn't absolutely demolish us. We can whittle it back down to red, and then Price heals up again. It takes a good while to whittle it back down because we keep having to heal up with Milk Drink. After a while though, we're able to finally take it down. Last up for Price is Dugong, and we get nailed with a crit first turn, and it sets up rest as we heal with Milk Drink. After a few turns, and without much in regards to options, we select Rollout and lets it build power before finally taking it out. So with that, we can go ahead and make our way to Jasmine. We've gained a few levels, and the main thing we have to try to do is one-shot the Magnemites. They're a bit bulkier, given the fact that they had that steel typing added on to them, and I think if we can get past those, the Steelix won't be too much of an issue. We open up with Zen Headbutt, dealing a depressing amount of damage and get paralyzed, then down to almost half with Thunderbolt. We do try Rollout, but ultimately get knocked out. We swap to Tauros and use Flamethrower, taking it down. The next Magnemite is out, and Flamethrower takes it to red, and we get paralyzed. Jasmine heals up, and then Flamethrower takes it back to red, and the Supersonic misses from Magnemite, and we can take it down. Steelix is last and sets up Sandstorm. Flamethrower is doing solid enough damage, but Iron Tail is hitting hard. And we can take it to yellow as the berry activates. Another Iron Tail takes us to 1 HP, and we take it to red ourselves. And then the Sandstorm knocks us out. So this takes quite a few attempts, and just to make sure I don't get asked, Miltank's special is even worse than Tauros's is. If Tauros, with his higher special, can't take out the Pokemon with Flamethrower, I know that Miltank won't be able to. Truthfully, I'm surprised that Tauros is doing this much damage even with our level, but let's go ahead, we'll take a few levels and then see how we do. Magnemite is first, and we're going to keep using Miltank as a sacrificial lamb, pun intended. We get paralyzed, and we're essentially trying to chip it to red to proc a potion, which we do get. We take a quarter of its health, then go down. Tauros is out, and we Flamethrower it in one shot. And then with the next Magnemite, we actually one-shot it as well. Steelix is last, so we can take it to just about half as Sandstorm starts, and then we can take it out to win this portion of the battle. Now that there are 7 gyms out of the way, we have a lot of rocket stuff to deal with. This is one battle against Proton that can cause some problems, because it's just 6 Pokemon that can self-destruct, but given the fact that we have a physical Psychic move, it's not too much to worry about. There is a rival fight that we need to cover, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Golbat is first, and we send out Miltank, opening with Zen Headbutt and taking it to yellow as Confuse Ray connects. We thankfully don't smack ourselves or miss our attack, so it goes down. Winquilava is out, given the fact that we're confused. We swap to Tauros and open with Horn Attack, taking it to red. We get Smoke Screened, but we don't miss, so we can knock it out. Sneasel's next, and we stay in and immediately miss, but so does it, and then we miss again. Feint Attack does a bit of damage, and we can take it below half. We do switch given the lower accuracy, and then we use Body Slam, taking it out. Magnemite is next, so we swap to Tauros using Flamethrower, taking it out in one shot. Haunter is last, and we can use Zen Headbutt for a simple one-shot, winning us the battle. Now in the past, Archer has been an issue for us, but I can see the finish line of the Rocket plotline. Once Archer is out of the way, we can basically make a full rush to the end of the game. There's the random Rocket guy that does steal the power plant part, but that's nothing too major. Let's go ahead and face Archer and put this chapter to bed. Houndour is first, and we open with Horn Attack, taking it out in one shot. Coughing is next, and we swap over to Miltank using Zen Headbutt and taking it to yellow as Smoke Screen connects, and we swap to Body Slam, knocking it out. Houndoom is last, so we use Rollout, doing a decent bit of damage, but sadly miss before it can build up strength, and Feint Attack is doing a good bit of damage. We do take it to red and paralyze it, miss Body Slam, and then with 7 HP to spare, knock it out. With that out of the way, we have a bit of travel ahead of us. Claire is the last gym leader, and I think we have a pretty decent shot at our level. We don't have the best special attacking mons, but I think that we can quite literally brute force our way through a majority of any fight. Problem is, dragons do like to resist damage, and we make our way through the initial trainers without too much trouble, so we gotta see how we do against Claire. Claire starts off with Gyarados, and we open up with Horn Attack, doing very little, and we get hit with Dragon Rage. We can take the yellow, but then get knocked out. We swap over to Miltank as Claire heals up, and we're doing a decent bit of damage due to no Intimidation drop, and knock it out. Kingdra's next, and we body slam it, getting hit hard with Hydro Pump, paralyzing it, and it misses. It stays paralyzed again, and then we get knocked out not too long after. Now, I don't think we're going to have to level up by any means, but I think it may be a bit of time before we do win. 8 attempts in, we open with Tauros to get the Intimidation drop, and then swap over to Miltank, using Body Slam and paralyzing it immediately. We get payoff with this immediately, and Claire heals up before we hit it with a critical hit, knocking out, and using Milk Drink to stay healthy. Kingdra's next, and we use Body Slam, paralyzing it as Hydro Pump hits hard. Milk Drink brings us back up in health, and we essentially hope for Hydro Pump to drain its PP, get paralyzed, or just straight up miss. When that all finally happens, we Body Slam and continue the stall battle, eventually taking it out, but not a moment too soon because we're running low on PP for Body Slam and Milk Drink. Dragonair is next, and we just keep Miltank out to be a thorn in their side and deal some extra damage, paralyzing the Dragonair and taking it out. The next Dragonair is out, and we Body Slam it, paralyze it, and take it out. I didn't expect Miltank to basically solo the last gym, but that's okay. So, we still have some game to go, and it's about this time that I realize why I prefer to play Heart Gold. It seems so much easier to navigate through the tower than it does the random cave to go get Lugia. But we do go through that, and then it's time to head to Victory Road, and we fight the rival for the last time. Sneasel's up first, and we open with Tauros, flamethrowing it to below half and burning it as Icy Wind connects. We swap to Horn Attack as Fury Swipes does basically nothing, taking it out. Typhlosion is next, and we swap to Miltank, missing rollout, and then swapping to Body Slam and paralyzing it. Lava Plume isn't doing a whole lot due to, you guessed it, Thick Fat, and we take it down after a few turns. Kadabra's next, and it's pretty frail, so we switch over to Tauros, given our speed, and take it out with Horn Attack. Golbat is out, and Flamethrower doesn't do much. We swap over to Horn Attack, and Wing Attack doesn't do barely anything, and then we take it down. Magneton is next, so we use Flamethrower to take it to red as Thunderwave connects, and it takes us down with a couple sparks. Swapping back to Miltank, we use Body Slam and knock it out. Last but not least is Haunter, and we use Zen Headbutt, knocking it out in one shot to win the battle. With the final rival fight done, we have some pretty difficult battles up ahead. We go ahead, we want to make sure that we do any shopping that we need. We need TMs, a few vitamins, and our typical healing items that we'll need. We do get some berries and the presents that our mom gets us. Fun fact, if you didn't know, the mom buys you stuff throughout the game, and it doesn't actually use your money, so it's just some free items. We have some pretty decent stats, so I don't think the Elite Four will be too much of an issue until we get to Lance, I believe, but only one way to find out. Will is the first of the Elite Four and sends out Xatu as we open with Miltank, knocking it to half as Confuse Ray hits. We don't smack ourselves and take it to a Sliver as it uses U-turn. Jinx is out and we Body Slam, taking it to yellow as Psychic does some pretty solid damage. Will heals up and we snap out of Confusion, taking it to yellow and knocking it out. The injured Xatu is back out and we finish it off. Exeggutor is out and we swap to Tauros using Flamethrower and taking it below half. Reflect is set up and we use another Flamethrower, knocking it out. Slowbro is out and we use Thunderbolt with our Tauros, taking it to half as it sets up Curse. And we take it to red as it curses again before we knock it out, and the Reflect wears off. And as the last Xatu comes out, it only takes a few Body Slams until we take it out. Next up is Koga. Koga first sends out Ariados, and we open with Zen Headbutt, knocking it to red as it uses Poison Jab. Koga heals up, and we take it back to nearly red and then knock it out. Next up is Fortress, and we swap over to Tauros, and given the fact that it's 4 times weak to fire, we can take it out in one shot. Muck is next, and we swap to Zen Headbutt, taking it to yellow as Muck uses Minimize. We miss, and Gunk Shot hits for solid damage and poisons us. Next turn, though, we land another attack and take it out. Venomoth is always going to be pretty easy to get past, and a Zen Headbutt knocks it out. Crobat is next, and we Thunderbolt it to almost half as Wing Attack hits, and then the poison knocks us out. We swap to Miltank as it uses Double Team, and then Zen Headbutt takes it to a Sliver, as the berry heals it up, hitting us with Wing Attack once more before we knock it out. This took a few attempts given the fact that Poisoning does a good job of keeping us stalled. Speaking of stalled, I'm curious how we'll do against Bruno. Bruno has some fighting types, and unlike his counterpart in yellow, this one is actually pretty useful. Hitmontop is first, and we open with Tauros and use Zen Headbutt, getting a flinch as Bruno heals up. We take it back to red and then knock it out with Horn Attack. Hitmonlee is next, and we use Zen Headbutt, taking it out in one shot. Next up is Machamp, and we take it to yellow as the berry heals it up, but we get the flinch and knock it out in one turn, and knock it out the next turn. Onix is next, and we use Zen Headbutt for a bit of damage as Earthquake does a little. We swap to Flamethrower since its special is worse and do about the same amount of damage and take it down after he uses Sandstorm. Next up is Hitmonchan, and we miss Zen Headbutt, taking a bit of damage before knocking it out with a connecting move. We have Karen up next, but we make sure to teach Miltank Brick Break. With a decent attack stat and a super effective move, it's time to abandon rollout. Karen first sends out Umbreon, and we open up with Brick Break, taking it to not quite half as Confuse Ray connects. We swap to Tauros so we don't deal with the confusion chances as it uses Double Team. Horn Attack takes it to almost red and it confuses us, so we swap back to Miltank as Feint Attack does a small bit and we take it out. Gengar is up and we swap to Tauros, Zen Headbutting it into the red and flinching it. Karen heals and we take it back to red and then knock it out with Thunderbolt. Houndoom is up and we use Horn Attack to take it below half as it uses Nasty Plot. The next Horn Attack takes it red and the Dark Pulse boosted Nasty Plot decimates us. Thankfully, our Miltank still does outspeed and we knock it out the next turn. Vileplume is out and we swap back to Zen Headbutt, taking it below half as Stun Spore unfortunately connects. Petal Dance does solid damage, but we can knock it out. Last and probably the least frightening member of the team is Murkrow. It's out, and we take it to red as Karen heals, and we take it out not long after to win the battle. Now against Lance, man has dragons. We try a bunch of different ways to win this particular battle, but there isn't much we're able to do. I love the fact that he has 3 Dragonites, showing the growth from the Dragonair that he had in the previous game. But on the flip side of that, I also hate it because Lance has 3 Dragonites. It does make for a rough battle, but honestly, so does the Aerodactyl, to be completely fair. It takes a while, and Gyarados is up first, and we open up with Tauros, given its special attacking moves, and at level 55, we can take it to yellow as we get hit with soft damage before taking it out. Next up is Dragonite, and we Ice Beam it to take it to red, freezing it, which was very much needed, and we take it back to almost red after Lance heals and then knock it out. Dragonite is next, and we Ice Beam it to below half as it heals from its berry. Ice Beam then takes it to red as it locks itself into Outrage so we can knock it out. Guess what? Another Dragonite is out, and we use Ice Beam, taking it to almost red as Blizzard misses. Lance heals, and then we can knock it out 2 turns later. We swap over to Miltank and Body Slam Charizard, paralyzing it and taking it to red. Lance heals up and we Body Slam it again. Another Body Slam brings it to red, paralyzes it. It stays paralyzed and then we take it out. Aerodactyl's last, so we avoid Rock Slide, headbutting it to not quite half as Rock Slide does some solid damage. We can take it to about a quarter as Rock Slide takes it down to 8 HP. And then with a crit, we knock it out to win the battle and kind of the run. For those that don't know, Kanto has all of the gym leaders coming back for another round of battling, but for the most part, they're pretty easy. However, Blue is a bit of a challenge, but we run into a problem, and I'll play the footage while I kind of explain. For whatever reason, despite doing all the power plant stuff, Misty just won't come back to the Cape to be able to ruin her date, so we can't actually challenge Blue. Blue won't leave Cinnabar without us having the other badges, so we do something that I'm not entirely happy about doing. We have to do the walk through walls glitch to get to Mount Mourner to be able to fight Red. I reached out to Madrybread on Twitter, Pika Spray was tagged, multiple people commented, and unfortunately, I just couldn't make it work. If you happen to know any potential reasons why, I'd love to hear it, because again, I have no clue. But hey, we can go ahead and make our way to the top of the mountain and try our hand at Red. Pikachu is first, and immediately outspeeds us, and despite being an awful Pikachu, it manages to take us out of one shot every single time. I did not think it would be that easy. This takes a lot of time because we need 3 things to happen. 1, we have to outspeed the Pikachu. 2, we have to one-shot it. And 3, we have to make sure that we don't get static to proc. So we have to level up, and it takes us so many attempts you would not believe. Not the 100 plus that Venomoth needed, but still quite a few. At level 90, at 16 attempts in, we can take Pikachu out in one shot and avoid the static. Blastoise is out, and we swap over to Miltank. We open with Body Slam, doing decent enough damage as Blastoise hits Blizzard. We can then take it to yellow as Focus Blast does a good chunk. Red heals up, and we take it back to yellow with a critical hit, and then Milk Drink to regain health. Focus Blast is wrecking us, so we do take it out with Body Slam to avoid more damage. As Venusaur comes out, we swap over to Tauros using Zen Headbutt, taking it below half and flinching it, and then we can take it out with Horn Attack. Charizard is up, and we use Thunderbolt to do decent damage as Air Slash and Hail takes us to about half. Another Thunderbolt takes it to red, and Blast Burn wrecks us. We swap over to Miltank and heal up the best we can as Charizard misses, and then we begin attacking, taking it to red. We do begin healing up, just trying to win this war of attrition, and knowing Hail will take it out, we heal up one last time. Lapras is next, and we Brick Break it to not even half as Brine hits. Another Brick Break takes it to red as we get hit with Blizzard and Frozen. Thankfully, we thaw out quickly and we can Brick Break it, taking it to red a couple turns later, as Blizzard continues to hit, but without the freeze, we can continue to heal our Miltank up and take it out without too much of a problem. Last but not least is Snorlax, and Brick Break takes it to not quite half as Blizzard barely touches us. Next turn, Brick Break takes it to red and Crunch does a bit more, and red heals up as we Body Slam and paralyze the Sleepy Bear. We do make sure to keep healthy with Milk Drink, and as we take it back to red, we can then finally take it out for the win. Well, this challenge didn't end like I thought it would, but I can't say that I'm completely disappointed. I don't like having to use glitches like that. It feels cheap, but there just wasn't anything that I could do, and we only missed one battle because of it, so I can't complain too much. These two in a duo challenge definitely wasn't the worst challenge, but still had some interesting difficulties along the way. For next week's challenge, I'm not entirely sure if I'm being honest. I'll have something decided by my 12-hour stream this Saturday on, let me double check the date here, 8/10. And I'll probably do a few hours worth of the challenge on that day. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the challenge, and as always, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit that like and subscribe button because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.